Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where we talk about skincare, grooming, sometimes hair, so if that sounds like your thing, make sure you are subscribed. Also, come and follow me on Instagram where you're gonna see a lot of stuff that I don't post over here on YouTube. Does everyone think that's a door? I keep getting comments that that's a door. It's actually a mirror. See? Just so you know. So there are a ton of videos nowadays about, you know, the order that you need to use your skincare products in, what products you can and can't use together, you know, what times of day you can use a certain product, but I've never really seen people talk about the amount of each product you should really be using. So we have Instagram, beauty gurus, and YouTubers like myself. We have a tendency to like pour on the products, you know, like pouring in toners, dripping serums all down our faces into our eyes and into our mouths, purely for the like aesthetic of using a product for a video. Using too much product on your skin can have the adverse effect of what the product's meant to do, but using too little of each product could have no effect and not really do what you want it to do. So today I'm going to share like a general ballpark figure of how much of each product you should be using on your face, and hopefully not only will this make your products last longer, save you a bit of money in the long run, but also make your products work better as well because you're not over or underusing. I'm also going to be comparing the amounts to US coin sizes because the US is my biggest audience at the moment. So let's start off with the first. We're going to start off with cleanser. I love squeezing cleanser like into the palm of my hand and slathering that all over my face and neck, wasting my product basically. But we all know too much cleanser can actually dry out your skin, and yeah, it's a waste of product. So it's recommended that a dime size amount is enough. If your cleanser comes in a pump bottle, so one pump is usually enough to cover your face, another pump will be enough to cover your neck, shoulders, and décolletage. And that's the same with both oil and water-based. Physical exfoliator. Again, a dime size amount is recommended for a physical exfoliator. Too much can be too harsh and encourage us to kind of heavily scrub, whereas too little might not be spreading enough over the face and removing all those dead skin cells. And remember, just be very gentle with your physical exfoliator. Now let's talk about chemical exfoliators. It can get a little bit tricky here. The directions on your physical exfoliator packaging may encourage you to either soak the cotton pad or use a generous amount, which is something I do, but you'll find that once you've swept your whole face and neck area, there is still so much left on that cotton pad, and that is because you do not need to soak the pad or use a generous amount. A few drops is usually more than enough. With chemical exfoliators, we aren't trying to soak the skin, we're just gliding over. Another thing you'll notice that with those few drops, if you wipe that over your skin, turn the cotton pad around, the chemical exfoliator is soaked through to the other side, so you can use the back as well. You can actually apply a chemical exfoliator like a toner, so if you don't want to waste a single drop, you can pour it into the palm of your hands and gently pat over the skin, of course being careful of your eye area. And the same here really applies to your toner. A few drops applied to the palm of your hand, patted over your skin, again is more than enough. The idea of a toner really is to kind of restore pH balance to your skin, so wiping that over is going to do its job. Again, flipping over the cotton pad to make the most of every drop. If like me though, you like to layer up your toners, there's nothing wrong with doing this, especially if it's a hydrating toner. It does add a nice temporary plumpness to your skin. So again, a few drops patted in and then a few drops. Do you have to do 7 steps? Not really, you can definitely narrow it down to 4, but this isn't for every toner. Only certain toners are good at doing a hydrating job, layering up without making your face feel bogged down with product. And of course, this is the same for essence. Just a few drops is absolutely fine. Essences are highly potent. They've got very concentrated ingredients in, so there's no need really to be layering up an essence. You just need enough over the skin to prep your skin for the rest of your routine. Serums. Now, serums are criminally overused. I'm guilty of this. Instagram beauty gurus are definitely guilty of this. You know, when you see them dropping it all down their skin, it's just dripping down. Serums, ampoules, and essences, as I mentioned, are very potent in their ingredients. Highly concentrated. I know a lot of people say the reason serums come with a dropper is for hygiene reasons, but the real reason serums and ampoules come with a dropper is because you need control of how much you're using, because you literally need just a few drops, not even a few. In fact, overusing serums can cause more harm than good because of that potent ingredients. And using more serum doesn't mean you're gonna get a better result. It doesn't increase the effectiveness of that serum. So you really will be wasting serum if you're overusing it. So a pea-size amount is all you need, really. But this is a little bit difficult to apply to your skin because you'll find that you're applying a pea-size amount and you kind of find that you can only really cover your forehead with that. Well, my 5 head anyway. It takes a bit of practice. It really does take a bit of practice to apply the serum with a dropper, but the best way to do this, I found, is to apply very small drops in 4 to 5 different areas of your face. So I'll do 1 drop on the forehead, 1 drop on each cheek, I'll do a drop on the nose, do a drop on the chin, and you'll find that you're using roughly the amount of a good sized garden pea, you know, in full bloom or whatever peas do. Gently pat it all together, like joining it up. And you'll notice that that little bit really is spreading out a lot and really is going a long way. Just a side note as well is a lot of people have told me that when they use particular serums, especially like a hyaluronic acid, it can feel quite tacky. This is usually a sign that you're using too much of your serum. Eye cream. Eye cream again is a very overused product. Myself, I overuse it. When I use it, I don't really use it that much. And if I do, I just really use it in the morning. But it's a great wrinkle and fine line preventative product, but that can also just make you look more awake. And we all know that the skin is very thin under there, so using too much product can overhydrate, over moisturize under there. We don't want that. So half a pea under each eye. Best way to do this is to apply that pea-size amount to 1 finger, then just kind of put your fingers together and split that in half and gently pat under your eyes. Again, overusing eye cream isn't going to give you more effects. Layering it on isn't going to boost that fine line and wrinkle prevention. You just need to use the smallest amount. Moisturizer. I love moisturizer, and nothing feels better than giving your skin a good layer of moisture and hydration. But as an oily skin person, I do have to be careful with how much moisturizer I use, especially in the day. Moisturizer is like a perfect example of a product where your skin just kind of takes what it needs, and anything else it doesn't need is just going to be sat there on top of your skin, making you look greasy and bogged down in product. When really all we need to use is the size of a quarter. And we're doing a quarter because this includes our neck as well. So face and neck, 1/4. Sunscreen. So this, okay, so this is where it gets a little bit more complicated, and I guess the jury's very open on this one. It's not really about if you're using too much. It's usually that you're not using enough. This is a tough one because sunscreen works if you cover everything you need to cover in it, if that makes sense. So it really depends on your face shape and your face size. In general, you need to use enough to make sure everything is covered, every patch of skin, including your ears, behind your ears, your neck. So many different people, organizations, charities, the NHS, all say something different, and it ranges from 1/4 teaspoon up to a full teaspoon for your face and for your neck. Personally, I find that, and that's just, sorry, just first application. This doesn't include reapplication throughout the day. Personally, I find that 1/4 teaspoon is enough for me to cover my face and my neck, including the product that's left over on my fingers. And that's kind of the general consensus for an average face size. It's difficult. So if someone's told you you have a big face, you need to use more. No, it's difficult. I think generally here you need to make sure you're using a generous amount of sunscreen. You do. One thing that I tend to do to help measure out my sunscreen is use the tip of my index finger, because when it comes to nutrition guidance, that's how you measure half a teaspoon. So I'd rather use more than I have to, just to ensure full coverage, if that makes sense. It's very, very difficult. You can, of course, just go and grab a clean teaspoon and pour your sunscreen into that, then apply that to your face and a little bit extra to make up for the sunscreen that's going to be stuck to your finger and your teaspoon, if you're very serious about it. As for clays, modeling masks, gel or cream masks as well, a full teaspoon is usually enough to cover your face, and obviously sheet masks already come with their added amount of serum. What else else is there? Night masks would be the same as moisturizer. Night masks are something I feel people tend to layer up on a lot. I do anyway, personally. When it comes to things like retinols, vitamin C serums, have a look on the packaging because they're usually very particular about the amount you need to use. But again, as kind of like an overall kind of consensus, I would go with how much you need to use for a serum. Hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, all that kind of stuff. Again, especially with active ingredients, you don't want to be overusing or underusing. So yes, as I mentioned, very ballpark figures, a very rough guidance. I think there's this whole idea of you need to use a lot to use enough, if that makes sense. Like, you'd rather overuse than underuse, but it really is a waste and your skin's only going to use what it needs. So yeah, let me know if you're guilty of overusing your skincare just because you like the feel of it on your face. As always, my videos are an open discussion, so please let's discuss in the comments down below. Also, check out this playlist here, spam watch a few of my videos, and also take a look at this video here that's been recommended just for you. But that's it for me now, guys. I will see you next time. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where wait, what am I doing?